Holding back his tears, this father carries the coffin of his 5-year-old daughter on his shoulders. Justice for Eloa, a message repeated by her family ever since the girl was killed by a stray bullet. On August the 12th, she was playing quietly on her bed when military police raided the favela. She was struck in the chest and died instantly.
In the favela, we get up at the crack of dawn every day to go to work and then come back home only to find ourselves in a situation like this. It's very sad. She's an angel.
Reflection, sadness during the funeral give way very quickly to anger.
If the police officer who killed her, if he has the courage to say he is guilty, may he kneel before God and never make such a mistake again. The only one who can take away a life is God.
The mourners are unanimous. Law enforcement is to blame.
They don't protect us. They just shoot at us. These parents cried today, but what about tomorrow? It could be me. I have a 6-year-old daughter. Are the mums and dads here going to cry too? We just want justice.
If the words are harsh, it's because Eloa is not the only child killed by bullets in the state of Rio in recent months. By the tourist hotspot of Copacabana Beach, the Rio da Paz Association displays 14 coffins, the number of children killed during police raids in favelas since the beginning of 2022.
When a tragedy happens, it makes the headlines. We see it everywhere on social media. It's scandalous, everyone talks about it. After that, nothing. Total impunity, silence. Until another crime happens and it starts all over again. This is our reality.
At the head of the procession is the family of 13-year-old Thiago. His dad wears his son's football boots around his neck. He was killed on August the 7th by police gunfire. In these images broadcast live on social media, this resident says it was an execution. Police officers claim self-defense. 15 days after the tragedy, in the neighborhood where the teenager lived, his family meets Guilherme Pimentel. He's a public defender providing legal aid to people who can't afford it. He wants to start legal proceedings.
We need to make sure that the investigation progresses, that measures are taken against those responsible for this act, and that the family is compensated. We know the money won't bring Thiago back, but the state has to pay for what it did.
But justice will take several years, and only if the case goes ahead. Last March, Rio's Superior Court ordered the state to pay 37,000 euros to a family whose 3-year-old child was killed by a stray bullet 9 years after the shooting. There was no comment from the state's top officials, and President Lula took 3 days to finally speak about the death of Thiago.
The police must know the difference between a poor man and a bandit. And for that, they must be well trained.
Under media pressure, the state's military police decided to respond to the case, something that rarely happens. A week after Thiago's death, it announced that all officers involved in the shootings will have to undergo special training. That day, 70 officers were trained on how to work in deprived areas.
The military police of Rio de Janeiro work in conditions that no police in the world face. No other police in the world have confiscated 370 weapons of war since the beginning of the year. We've arrested over 20,000 criminals. Our teams don't choose to shoot criminals. We need to constantly improve our response techniques and our training to cope with such difficult conditions.
In Rio, it's very rare for a police officer to be prosecuted. Last June, 3 of them were sentenced for up to 21 years in prison for killing a 16-year-old boy.